While browsing GitHub, looking for more information concerning the development period of Alien Resurrection, I came across and I struck gold, and I found what I think to be potentially the engine that powered Alien Resurrection, developed by Argonaut Games, called BR-Render or Blazing Render. Now, while this is a early build from 1997 of the engine, as we know, Alien Resurrection was a title that was released in 2000, but its early development period started as early as 1996. So the likelihood of, the Alien Resurrection engine using some modified version of this engine specifically to power a PlayStation game is highly likely. So this was a great find, and as you see here, there are a couple versions of it. Direct Draw. There's a software rendered version, and I'm sure that there's a modified PlayStation version somewhere. So this was a great find for me, because now, concerning the reverse engineering process, having potentially, the engine that powered the game is going to be a great tool to have, not only to learn more about how the game worked, but also to influence my own source code from the game. Now, I don't plan to fork this code and, basically Control-C, Control-V. I don't really plan to use much of this code at all, but in terms of understanding the internal structure of the game and trying to make it as realistic as possible, this is a great find to be able to understand how they operated and how they, constructed their games from this engine. This is going to be a great, resource to be able to rely on for that. I also found some early builds and some of the later builds during the development cycle of Alien Resurrection that was released by an ex-member of Argonaut Games. So they have some builds that date all the way back to 1998, I believe, back when the game was still a third-person shooter, all the way to debug code from when it first became a first-person shooter and it didn't have more than one map, and it only had, basic entities walking around with, infinite health and all that. This is also going to be a great resource during this process, because as I've explained in the last video briefly, debug information details a lot about where I need to look into the source files to find more information pertaining to the models in the games, which would be a great resource to have, because while it is good to be able to use a geo interceptor, being able to use the real vertex information and all the geometry being sent to me via the binary code would ultimately be more accurate, right? So outside of that, we're going to be moving back from where we left off, and that is to recreate the menu. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to separate these selection stripes into multiple images, because ultimately, as in the main menu, if you've ever gone through it, what happens is that when you're passing through the buttons, a background layer, is sort of hovering behind all the text, is this, green stripe that sort of has a little animation going on that iterates through each and every one of these and just keeps doing that over and over again as long as you're selected to the button. Once you click to a new button, it starts over from the beginning and rinse and repeat. So I have my good old friend Photoshop pulled up, and we're going to get back to work, because obviously resource extraction and getting all the assets for the game where we need to be is just as important as programming. And I will be doing some programming in this video, but not right now. This is a bit more important for now. Let's just crop this. File, save as, image, desktop, resurrection, res, GUI. I'm gonna create a new folder. Selection stripe. That's fine. Call this selection stripe 1. I can already save it as a BMP, which is the file format that we'll be dealing with the most. So I'm going to be using Java as a sort of file converter to go from other image types to BMP, using the image class in Java to be able to write those out, and then handling some other image processing via Java. So, while 90% of this project is going to be in C, it's going to have some Java components. I'm mainly a Java developer. I am not confident enough in my C skills to handle certain things. Save as. P, my brother. Selection stripe 2.bmp. Let's undo you again. Let's grab the third one. Okay. Save as image. BMP. Selection stripe 3. Undo you. Let's go to the fourth one. There's the fourth. Selection stripe 4.bmp. I need to go to the fifth. That's fine. Five. Oops. Go back. Let's go to the sixth one. Same old. 6. Go to the 7th. Oops, not as a GIF. Please no. 7. And then finally, let's get the 8th. And I've had a bit of a change of heart in what I did last time. So before I said that in order to get rid of certain colors, what we're going to do is that we're going to have a certain color that we choose that's going to be pink, you know, for the most part, as our color that we won't be drawn to have some sort of transparency, right? But I've actually changed my tone a bit, and I think instead of having a set color, I have a set of colors that I will allow. And I can, you know, I'm going to have, oops, let me actually change that to an 8 before I keep speaking. No, you've done your purpose. Selection stripe should have all those in there, yep. So in my load data screen, for example, here, I set this to pink to indicate that I don't want this to be drawn to the screen. So it'll just, you know, not put any pixels here, you know, right? So instead of doing that, just allowing it to be pink. In the case of the selection stripes here, I don't want to go into Photoshop and turn all of this to be pink. I already have nice black that I don't want to be drawn. So I'll just allow a function to have a parameter pass through that indicates a color that you don't want to be drawn to the screen, or colors. And so I'm allowing black to potentially be one of those colors. Now, obviously, black is an important color, so it could be quite dangerous to do this. However, if I allow it to be passed as an argument and where you can choose the specific color, then, you know, depending on the texture, as long as you make sure that black is specifically the ones you don't want to be drawn, it should be fine. So that pink that I chose and black should be able to work, you know, quite nicely. Remember, dark.png is fine. All right, there's nothing needed to do there. So now in main menu, yes, we needed to try and get this by itself. This one's going to be a bit of a half set of tackle. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's zoom in first. Let's spectate here. Okay, let's go back to 300. Let me go black. Okay. See what happens if I do this. Oh, okay, that worked a little bit. Let's fill it up a little bit. Alright, so that's what happens. It starts to seep into everything dangerously so. Okay, good to know. That's too much. Maybe like 300. Let me draw some black here. Let's get this size to be much bigger. basically, I'm going to also make sure that black is a color that is not drawn in this specific image as well. Let me make it smaller here. Okay. This isn't gonna be pretty, but I just needed to do what it's gotta do. Okay, scared of the top here. Okay. Okay. Let me get rid of some of the artifacts at the bottom. Okay. Let's come here. Okay. Let me make it a bit smaller here. So now I'm about to cut here a little bit. That's small. Okay, let's cut through this one here. Photoshop is a very delicate process, that's why I'm not commentating that much. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now lastly, let's get these little inner parts here. Oops, let me Control Z that. I wasn't very good. Okay, that looks good. Okay, Let's take out my handy dandy check-in tool and let's see how much is 100% black. This area is all black. There's 1. Some areas have 1. Check in the middle. I'll do a distance check. I can check like how close it is to black. Can give it a maximum error. But most of these areas are completely black, so, and they're so close to black that once they're drawn, it won't be too many artifacts. So this is fine. Save. And here we go. And then this beam is going to be loaded next, so me load up that bad boy to be edited next. %. And this one's going to be hard. I'm going to leave that as is for now. Next is going to be this main menu. Obviously, we don't need really anything at the bottom. I mean, we don't really need anything at the top or the middle either. So I think we can keep the bottom because this X button's already here, this accept button's already here, and they don't move. This will load in naturally. So I think I need to take a screenshot of when that isn't there. So let's fire up the old emulator. Okay. Plug in my controller. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. This is without it being there. Take a picture. This is going to name you top. Can I automatically save it as a BMP? Can't here. Whatever. Okay, now that I have the top without it, edit with Paint 3D. Because I know I purposely took a bad image, so I'll need to crop the bottom pieces a little bit. Not by much. There we go. The top needs to be put by 1 pixel. That's fine. Let's go to the left and right. See if there's any artifacts. No, I think that black was already there though. So it needs to be put 1 pixel there. There we go. Let's save that. Here we go, there's the top. So in main menu, we'll have the top. This will be the bottom. So we can essentially black out the middle and the top, right? All we really need is the bottom to be the way that it is. So let's do this. Then my quest to blackify everything, I'm going to grab this, increase the size. So let's get to work. Okay, let me make this smaller because now I have to be pretty accurate so I don't cut out things. Good enough. All right, let's drag in the top. Top be put there. And there we go. Now we basically have the main menu scene as a blank page. So save as a BMP, my boy. Main menu.bmp. Yeah, 24-bit format Windows. Yep. No, main menu can stay like this, the PNG version. This is so I can look at it for later reference. So this is it by itself. Then I can put in the alien menu. Then laser BMP gets loaded. And then this little resurrection gets added on. But I'm just going to add that separately. It's just, I think this is just the normal font. But it's just enlarged, like size-wise. And then I think that's really it. I don't think there's like really too much else I need to be, concerned by. That should be the main menu handled, I'm pretty sure. So load options menu. Okay, there are like a million different ones. Load game menu. This one I just need to black out. Just do myself a favor and black out the middle part. Make it bigger. Just black it out real quick. Okay, let's make it smaller, get a bit more accurate with this. Okay. Need to zoom in a bit more so I can do this a bit better. Let's go back to normal size. Yeah, it looks fine to me. EMP version. That's load options menu. So here we have this version that we can look at, the version that we're going to write over. Okay. Load options menu. Display menu is fine, it just is exactly the way it is. Load options menu. Again, same process before, you just need to really black out most of these parts. That'll do. EMP file. That'll be nice. Okay. Again, sound options menu. I will be extracting these as well. I'll only need one though, so I'm just gonna crop that out. I'll add it to buttons because I think it's just a general button. I guess you can classify it as. I don't know exactly what that button is. I'm gonna think that I only see it in the sound menu, so I'm gonna assume that it has something to do with sound. But only one of them, so. Save as image. You can go into buttons. I'm gonna call you sound button. Okay. We have these little buttons here, that's fine. Then just the normal blackout process. Oops. Control Z that. Okay, there we go. As per always, try and save as a BMP as much as possible. Yep, 24-bit. There we go. We also have the buttons to go along with it, so that's nice. Okay, game options menu. This is just going to be an easy blackout, that's nice. Good. So, control options. I got the little buttons here. Nothing else to really note here. I think this is just going to be a normal blackout. So let's go here. Let's get to work. There we go, screen blacked out for control options. EMP. Yep. Yep. How long has this been going on for? Around 30 minutes. Alright, good on time. So these are all the controls. Yeah, I'm gonna need to Photoshop this bad boy. Okay, a bit more than that. About like 900%. Won't be needing these white parts. Okay, 9 may be a bit overkill, not gonna lie. Maybe need like 4 here or something. That's as close as I'm gonna get. Should save that. Let's see what it looks like now. The controller has essentially been extracted. There's still a bit of artifacts right there. I didn't even notice that. Let's bring it back. Oh, no artifacts. You're not staying there. You're just gonna make... I didn't even notice you the original first time. Where else were there artifacts at? Nowhere else, I hope. Some at the top, some at the side. Right here. Some right here. Updated it a bit. Let's see where the artifacts still lie. Oh, I got rid of most of them. There's just one right here. Right here somewhere. Yeah. That artifact is gone. That's close enough. Okay, then we have these little point things, right? So depending on where we are, we got these. We got some arrows. These pointed. I'll need to extract these as well. Because when I put the controller back, that's going to be a concern. sign, a minus sign, a slash. They have these as well, but I feel like it increased the size of this. I'll need to test that because I don't think the original stripes were that long. Okay, no, they're pretty long, but not that long, I don't think. So yeah, that is most of the main menu. It's just now a matter of starting to program the engine to start pumping some of that out. So yeah, the last thing that we need is the credits menu, which I'm still deciding on how I want to handle that. And then of course extracting these bad boys that I have here. One is for the arrow, and then the other for the little pointers here, and attaching them to this, which I'm also just going to crop these out and grab some of these bad boys, because some of these are rotated in an oddly specific manner. But ultimately, this is good. This is really good. And then this one, I'll need to make sure that I get rid of that. But it's just another controller configuration, so I don't think I really need to do that. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, that is basically the menu. So now we're actually going to get into a bit of programming while I'm here. So let's open up NetBeans. I'm going to start programming a bit in Java to handle some things that I'll need for my image library. You know, while a certain portion of it will be programmed in C, because obviously in C I need to be able to load images. So obviously I have to have some form of image library in C. For the most part, this is going to be handled in Java. And the main reason is this. These animations, as you see here, are in PNGs, right? You know, in AR intro, there are over 3,000 frames here, right? There are 3,335 frames, right? And they're all in PNGs, and yet I need them BMPs, right? So while I could go through some long converter to do so, I'm just going to do it myself in Java and just write the image out as I need it. So we're going to create a new project, and we're going to call it Java Image Lib for the Java image library. So here we have Java Image Lib. Let's get rid of this auto-generated code. Thank you, NetBeans, but I won't be needing this. So let's create a function. Actually, this can return a buffered image. That needs to be void. No, it could be it could return a buffered image. Image to BMP, right? So what do I want you to input? I want you to input a string, input, string, output, string, the extension of it, and obviously buffered image. And I actually want you to provide me the image. So for now, let's say int buffered image type int RGB Okay, these are two different color formats they're going to be dealing with. Okay, so also allow you to change the width and height. Oh. Actually, no. Oh wait, I forgot. This doesn't actually change the format. This just changes the image, but this, I forgot. So I actually do just need this to be a void method then. So I'll allow you to change. Okay, so do image io dot write. How many variations of image auto.write are there? There's format name, there's file output, image output stream. This is the one I need. I need to write an image, format name, and an output. Okay. So image. Wait. Okay. This is going to be the extension. Okay. So this would be something like this. I'm going to allow myself to be able to change the width and the height of the image, then change the color format that the image will be written in, and then write it as a BMP. So I could say buffered image my image equals image IO dot read. And what's an image that I can borrow real quick? Let's try something like this. Scene 91. Copy. Means projects. Quick access. Paste you here. What's the size of this? I just want the size to be 320 by 240. An extension is going to be .bmp. And you can pass my image through. So string input, string output. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Alright, let's see if I get any errors. It's running. Okay, it compiled. Let's see what it did. Build. Okay. Test. Nothing happened. Source. Nothing really happened. Let me create a folder. It's sent to like my desktop or something. Okay. Instead, since I don't know exactly what happened, I'm going to pass it resources. Okay. Nothing. Okay, let's see what might be happening. Luckily for me, I already was testing this out earlier, so this one's way different. I need to only go pick out specific parts of this. Wait, I didn't do it here, did I? Okay, let me think. Actually, don't need you to have that extension. Also, don't need the string output either. This will add the file extension for me, first and foremost. Let's see if anything got added to resources. Nothing. Okay then. Let's look up these parameters again. So this is going to take image. It's going to take a file extension. I read, at least that's how I interpret it. Right. Yeah, format name. BMP. File output. Let's see. Write the image. It has an extension, new file. Okay, time to use my good buddy Google. Write BMP. Write image to BMP in Java. Okay, Stack Overflow. So I don't need .bmp, I just need to add BMP. Alright, before I do any of this, you simply do this and see what happens. Check resources. Oh, there it is. And it should be as a BMP file, right? It shouldn't have just changed the extension. Should have altered it to a literal BMP. If I open up a hex editor, I should be able to tell immediately. Yep. Yep. Has the BMP header information. So this is what screwed it up. Doing all of this was like a big no-no to it. No, now it's working fine. Now it's just like it got like some, I have no idea what just happened. So I think I need to change it to new width and new height here as well. Or else it'll look distorted. Yeah, see, that looks a little bit better. Okay, and this will write any image that we want to be a BMP file, right? So we're going to create a method here that is going to be able to rapidly convert animations into public static void convert to BMP. So number of frames. So again, we're going to have a string that we're going to call input. We're going to have the number of frames, put in the width and the height that we would like. Going to have its extension. This should also do the same thing. Res. .bmp is what I meant. If I delete this, run it, I come back here, it should be there. Image lib resources, and all of a sudden it is not there. Will all be but now if I do this, it'll all of a sudden be there. Okay, so no dot in the extension. So I can do this instead. I could place a dot myself there. And that'll do that. There we go. Figured it out. Okay. Now on to the animations. How long is this video been going on for? Almost an hour. Okay, convert an em. So we have string input, number of frames. So we're gonna have a for loop. Take the 0 as long as I is less than num of frames I plus plus. Let's say also we're gonna need these two exceptions, IO and file not found exception. New file, put input there. So file.exists. Okay. Create a method for that as well. Alright, that should still work. Okay, so oh wait. I did this a bit wrong. Okay, reprocess. Font equals. Give me the directory. Did it already include the extension? Okay, way down here. Okay. So so this should be what we need for now. So I'm going to create another class here. I'm going to name it to Alien Resurrection Font. This is going to specifically be for processing the font. So it's just going to have a method here. So we're going to process our buffered image. image. We have this image here. Okay. What else was I gonna do? So we have the buffered images, right? So when we load them, I just want to convert them to a C array. So let me think how I'm gonna do this. First things first, give me a string called file name. Give me a string called output. Let me think how I want to do this. Okay, so we have a file, right? So give me an int for the color format as well. And choose what color format you want to be. So file equals name. File not found exception. Okay. Image img. Get width, height, format. That's what it's called, right? Convert color format. You can pass an image or format, right? And so once it has been converted to a particular color format, so our color lookup table, new int width height, for loop I equals 0 as long as I is less than dot length I plus plus. Instead of doing that, I can say data buffer int get raster get data buffer get data. And there we go, it'll stream all of that to me. Now we can do the for loop. I equals 0 as long as I is less than length I plus plus. So essentially what we want is that we want to write a header file. So I'm going to open up a print writer. So print writer pw equals new print writer. Plus.h to indicate that it's a header file. So with that. wait, now I remember where I needed the width and the height. Bring that back. First thing we're going to do, dot print line. So the first line that we need, hashtag if not defined, plus underscore h w dot print line hashtag define and then just going to print a line, just the blank line. And we're going to print in order to define the size. You see, look, we have this a string dot value of width, right? Plus times plus string dot value of height plus end of bracket. It's gonna have a open curly brace. Let me write the equal sign, open curly brace. Equals 0. We're going to print first. It's going to be a character. Isn't there a way to do maybe it's not string, I think it's maybe integer dot to hex string, right? C of I, right? What? Print F is what I wanted. Forgot the printer had that. Okay. So then at the very end, we should be able to do pw dot print F. Just print in this case. Hashtag endif. Print a line. Separates it. And that should work. So this is the beginning of our image library. I'm not going to do too much with it yet, because we're not going to play around with that. Next, let's see, how long has it been? Around an hour and 17 minutes. Yeah, the next step, obviously, after recreating the menu, is to actually go and start setting up our own game engine in order to handle that. So that's not going to be something I feel like doing right now. I think I'm gonna take a break, but I'll upload this video regardless. So I guess until next time, we actually start on building the 2D graphics side of the engine.